What's going on, yo? This is my first video on my new phone, my new Samsung. I hope the resolution helps you to love me. Cause that's good for you. Let's make a quick video about this. When somebody dies, you're meant to leave their body rest for 3.5 days, preferably in a church. And if your health and safety got anything to say about this, you step the fuck up. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, most people don't, and this is for the guy that I've already quoted many times. It was in Goodfellas, I think, and Joe Pesci tries to kill him, and they go to shoot him, and then Joe Pesci even jumps in. It's like, don't. And he's like, I didn't want to get blood on your carpet, but he's not bothered like shooting the legs off Spider. You know what I mean? Because this man was hard to kill. He was a made man. I've already made this video. Go get your shoes shining, Kid Francis. Sorry, excuse me. But yes, this is what I want to talk about. Just briefly. You're meant to leave a body rest for 3.5 days, and I always hear that people died and they get buried like before, like very, very quickly. Get very buried like in the next day or two. And they brought him up the mountains, and you see Joe Pesci run at him with a dagger like he was trying his best. And they drove a dagger into him once or twice, and then just wrapped him up and buried him. I reckon they buried him alive. Like, he didn't die. He's a very hard man to kill, Rasputin style, you know what I mean? Very hard man to kill. But, so he's buried alive. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to mention. That, if you kill somebody, or you think you've killed somebody or murdered somebody, you might hastily bury their body. But it's very likely that within 3.5 days, they might come back to life. And not come back to life, but they might be survived. Very, actually, kind of frightfully likely. And especially in these days that we're in. So I just want to let you know, because I realized, like Samara, or Joseph, or many people that didn't die. I was wondering one time. No, I don't need to know about that. But imagine if you just learned to just think about how horrible that would be to be buried alive. You'll have lots of maggots crawling all over your flesh, lots of insects crawling all over you, eating the flesh of the immortal kings like crows in those days. Hastily buried alive. They're really breaking my balls on this one, you know what I mean? The cannoli. But yeah, burying people alive. So yeah, you probably do bury a lot of people alive and they don't die, and they're not dead. So you're supposed to leave a body out for 3.5 days. Sign of Jonah. You need a whale, wouldn't you? You need a whale. I had more to say. What was I going to say? I have no memory. I always thought if nobody had a memory, it'd be great, because we wouldn't hold resentments over history and things. Oh, we won't forgive you for 100 years. And if we didn't have memory, it might be good. And it actually, you know what? I couldn't realize, because I've no memory, so it was hard to build thoughts. But like, I get in fights with my family loads, kind of like lately in the last years or two. And I forget about it, like memento style. I completely forget about it. And I come down the stairs 10 minutes later, and I'm like, Mom, check out this. And I start talking to everybody again, and they've just learned to, oh yeah, just carry on. Like big, massive, I can't believe you got my friend's sectioned. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget. Come back down the stairs 2 minutes later. I was going to say about burying people alive, and Joe Pesci hastily killing people. You're supposed to leave people there for 3.5 days, at least. And yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There's going to be a very other way we can actually solve this or prove this to your monkey world. That might sound strange to you, my adoring YouTube following. I went Damien Rockheim. It's Rockefeller in trash. I went Damien Rockheim and all his boys, like Mount Carmel. I want the IRA, Sinn Féin, the Rose World. I want them all, one by one by one. It's called Mortal Kombat. It's like an Asian video game. And it's like, you can put it in a cage. I don't care. It's pretty much bare hands. You want a bit of tape around the wrist or something, I don't know. But it's pretty much barehanded. Yeah. Mortal Kombat, and we're going to call it Mount Carmel. And it's me, and I being me and being myself, I wouldn't want anyone to be seen in my corner for good reasons, not for bad reasons. But like I'll definitely like invite Willie Pop over, and Angus would just go. Angus would be there in spirit, or who else is going to have? There's a Polish ladder. There's some nice places, but I wouldn't ask them. I would ask Willie Pop though. I would ask Willie Pop to come around in the corner, but I wouldn't ask anyone else. And I wouldn't ask anyone else. I wouldn't bother anyone. I wouldn't bother anybody else. And that's the way we're going to do it. Mortal Kombat. And food rations are considered, and Sabbath will be considered as well, because it could go on for a while. It'll be all very kosher, and it's Mortal Kombat. And if anybody is, say, if I kill Damien and I stick my thumbs through Damien's eyeballs and really wiggle into the root of his fucking brain and then punch him into a pulp. We'll be very kosher. We'll take out a new mat. We'll get like mats and we'll take the mats out and wrap him up in that and just keep that clean like a temple and just flush him down the drain. Because he's a bad egg. And I'll go through each and every one of them. Each and every one, IRA, Sinn Féin, all your boys, all the travellers. There are some sadly recruited travellers. Maybe there are. I don't think there are. Travellers are too smart to recruit from Miami. You know what I mean? Travellers, like seen Snatch, like Travellers, you can't recruit a traveller. But anyway, sorry boys, excuse me. So yeah, and bring all your boys, and we'll do that, and it'll just go on and on and on. Again, respecting Sabbath, and the rules are, or the only rule that I specifically have is like completely unarmed combat. And well, that's not a rule, but that's just granted. And if anybody does get fatality, boom, their bodies are left rest in peace, and kind of whatever for at least 3.5 days. 3.5 days, yeah, no, 3.5 days. And so if I kill Damien, he gets rested out for 3.5 days, doesn't get up, he's gone, boom, flushing down the toilet. It's a bad egg. If I get mortally wounded by, say, one of the Mahon boys or some Sinn Féin, I get mortally wounded, dead, leave my body out for 3.5 days, I'll get up and the fight goes on. And we'll keep doing this until your monkey world figures it out. It's the only way. It's the only language they speak. Essentially, it's the only language they speak. And you might think about, in the meantime, which side of the boat are you going to be casting your nets? Oh, Willie. Oh. Yeah, we'll ask Willie to go. Nobody else, but just we'll ask Willie to go. You can't kill a good thing or harm a good thing, bro.